And here we go. We're getting into our fresh best of 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Brood War Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. It is from South Korea, Darkess. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is time to get your Gamba going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. Ooh, as our TvP is underway. And I'll be honest, I haven't been able to cast much of Darkess outside of seeing him when it comes to tournament results, which he has been performing quite well. He was able to take down Rebellion 2-1, a very big result for Darkess, but that was a PvP matchup. In a PvT, I do favor HonMonO. HonMonO, he is a very aggressive player. We've even seen players like HonMonO deny and take down some big Protoss and Zerg players in the past in SC Evo. So he is going to be another mountain to climb for Darkess. I'll say that Darkess is the underdog coming into this, but best of luck. I mean, he was the underdog coming into Rebellion as well, and he did take that series. You can take down Rebellion, you can take down HonMonO. Probe Scout is moving out, HonMonO going double gas opener into a faster factory. And HonMonO against, or when it comes to his StarCraft 2 Terran play, is known for all-ins. He's known very much so for 2-base all-ins, non-stop. It's very rare to see HonMonO macro in this matchup. So we'll keep an eye on any kind of signs of aggression from the Terran player. Factory's on the way. And we'll see if Darkess is aware of the reputation of HonMonO. See if he is aware. I saw there was some tank discussion going on. Which is better, the Brood War tank or the SC2 tank? Oh no. Bring the numbers out, Bappy. We'll make the spreadsheets, we'll make the graphs. We'll make it happen. Oh no. As for now, we are settling in. We do have Dragoon range on the way. Again, kind of a gateway composition with Robo support is usually standard in this matchup in Brood War Protoss versus SC2 Terran. Working toward Reaver production. We'll see if that's the case here. We shall see. Initial Reaper has arrived. We do have the 1-1-1 setup here from HonMonO. I'm curious if he does go for an add-on swap here to go into Banshee production, or if he stays with the Tech Lab on the factory to go into fast tank production instead. As the add-on does complete, and it is going to be the fast tank. Okay. Tank production has already begun for HonMonO. His main army moves out. Ooh, first Hellion does fall. Nice control out of Darkess, but he will lose a Dragoon. One Dragoon for a Hellion and a Reaper. Not the worst trade. Worst trade here from the Protoss. Meanwhile, there's the add-on. It's going to be another Tech Lab, so it looks like tank and Banshee production out of HonMonO. Again, this has been quite trendy over the past half a year at this point. 6 months. Assuming he goes Banshee. Oh my, this I was not ready for. Second starport. Aye. So it's not just initially Banshee production, but mass Banshee? Oh no. I mean, it does make sense. What I mean by that is, unlike StarCraft 2, Dragoons are less mobile. Straight up, they are less mobile than Blinkstalkers specifically, so trying to pull apart the attention and pull apart the army of the defending player here does make sense. Before that does occur, Dragoons that have arrived, they're going to try and poke away at the front door, but with that tank in position, HonMonO should be fine. Yeah, HonMonO, he should be perfectly fine, he's safe and sound. Scout is shut down. And Darkess is still in the darkest of what's going on. Still doesn't know about the mass Banshee. Oh boy. Now, this kind of variation of battle mech was quite prevalent, like last year against Zerg, just going like Hellion, Cyclone, and then Mass Banshee. It was done quite often by players like Ryung, players like Gumiho, players like Maru as well. Did of course die off with the death of the previous Cyclone that we had. But here against Protoss, this I'm a little bit less familiar with, especially because bearing in mind we haven't really gone into any Cyclone production. It's just mass tank. It's just tank production to defend, and meanwhile the Banshees are backing up. They are backing up. Bearing in mind as well, without an Arbiter, there's no recall, right? So once again, like, this Protoss army is very immobile. No recall, no blink. Observer gets spotted. Ooh. And the scout is denied now. He did spot the researching tech lab, so Darkess has an idea. He has an idea what's going on. For all he knows, just Cloak Banshee, right? It could just be Cloak Banshee at this point. From HonMonO. And he's getting ready. You can see here, we have an Observer and Dragoons are ready in the main. Likewise, Observer Dragoons ready here at the natural, so he's ready for Banshee harass. Little does he know, it's not just gonna be harass, it's gonna be an army. It's gonna be a fleet of Banshees. Oh my god. But again, at least Darkess, he has an idea, right? At least he's got a piece of the puzzle. As he's still just building up, going Mass Dragoon. HonMonO likewise still building up as well. Safety towers being thrown down. They catch Observer, speaking of, oh, does catch another Observer. The scout is denied. Checking the vision. Yeah, the Observer did not get behind the mineral line, did not see any additional production. Did see the tech lab still on the starport. But Darkess still just chilling back at home, fortifying himself. He has split up his Dragoons between every single base so far. And here come the Banshees. Hyperflight Rotors is done. 6 Banshees so far, soon to be 8. They're moving out across the map. Now, ideally, I feel like HonMonO wants to wait for the Protoss player to move out, right? Like, ideally, you want to wait for the army to be out of position, and then you strike one of these bases. If HonMonO pulls the trigger too early, if he's a little bit too premature, then he can be punished. As Darkess is still ready for this. They're going for the Dragoons. One Dragoon goes down. There's a cloak, but there is detection. Nice control out of HonMonO. He hasn't lost a Banshee yet. Does pull away. Saves all the Banshees. Does save them. But that's a lot of Dragoons. And he cannot fight this head on. So HonMonO does pull away, rotating around. Taking his third base, getting into Ghost production behind this, into Bio. It is 8 Banshees in total. Oh! No Banshee going down yet. Oh my god, Gasito. So, on the one hand, HonMonO hasn't lost anything, but on the other hand, he hasn't really dealt any economic damage, which he was hoping for. Looking at the trades, he got 4 Dragoons in total. I mean, really 3 Dragoons. 1 Dragoon died in the early game, if you remember. So 3 Dragoon kills, and not much else. Banshees are being healed up, and here comes the move out. I do like this push. Again, so much resources was invested into these Banshees. Where's the army? There's 3 tanks, yes, but where's the support for the tanks? I mean, there's barely any Bio, right? There's a handful of Marines. Right now, HonMonO is vulnerable, and now is the time to strike. Oof, that's not enough Dragoons, though. 2, 3, 4 Dragoons going down. Meanwhile, we come in from behind. Trying to get on top of those tanks. 1 tank goes down. Oh, that's a lot of volleys going off, though. Barely gets the 2nd tank and the 3rd tank as well. We come in for the mass surround, and it looks like Darkess, he has enough. He completely surrounds the army, takes down the tanks, the Bio, and soon to be the Banshees as well. I mean, the Banshees, they're holding their own. The Dragoons have to come together. Bring them together. 17 SCV kills, and Darkess, he's snowballing out of control from here. Again, as long as he can consolidate his army, he should be okay. Has a kill on the CC. How many Banshees went down? 6. Oh my god, that's a lot of Banshees. Oh no, the tank was stuck. No, the tank was trapped. And HonMonO, sure, he's holding on 2 bases, but that's not good enough. Like, Darkess, all he has to do is just deny the 3rd over and over again, back off, take a 4th, tech up, working towards High Templar. Storm is researched. And the win condition for Darkess is deny the third. Deny the third base, just wait for HonMonO to expand, and then push in. That's why the observers are waiting in position for any sign of expansion. So Darkess just has to play it slow. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he's got to find some damage here. Needs to turn it on. Oh. Running into Dragoons. HonMonO pulls away. He's getting into Ghost production. The rest of his, Rax's as well. Still no third. Third CC is still in production. He didn't have a fourth base ready to land. So again, there's still no rush for Darkess. So he's trying to get in position. More High Templar are amassing. How many High Templar do we have? 5. Oh my god. 5 High Templar for the Protoss. That's a lot of Storm. And again, HonMonO trying to meme on Darkess, papi. Nah, respect the Darkess. Not to be confused with Darkness. No. So it was a bold play here by HonMonO, but as we saw, Darkess, he had seen enough to tip him off. To at least be ready for some Banshees. It was already going Mass Dragoon anyway. And he's pushing forward. The tanks are on siege! Tanks being late to siege here. Storm's coming in from behind. Tank shots going up. A lot of tank boys actually. He got the storm. Oh my god! Massive storms! And they shut down the bio. There's one more tank behind this. But the Dragoons, they are gaining ground. No other storms, but yeah, now they're coming in. Here come the reinforcements for Darkess. Breaks through the front line. There's another storm. One ghost left. Final tank falls. And for the second time, Darkess, he has broken the third base. I mean, it was a close fight, don't get me wrong. It was very close. Darkess doesn't have too much left over. But he still denies the expansion. Oh my god. Motorbike goes down. No high ground vision. Actually, the tank is seen. Tank is spotted by the observer. Oh, he wants the CC! He wants it! Oh my god! He's gonna get it as well. Command center goes down. He wants the tank! Tank falls as well. Just Marines, Marauders, and a single ghost remaining. All we need is one juicy storm. Back at home, my Templar are amassing. My Templar are on the way. And at this point, HonMonO, he's helping some copium. Oh god. Lifting up his main, it's his only chance to land his main base to try to keep himself in this game. To have some semblance of an economy. Army slips in, gets 2 Dragoons. Darkess coming in for the surround. Ooh. Massive shots going off. Again, the Dragoons, they're quite tanky here. I mean, compared to Stalkers, I should say. Takes a while to break through them. Storms, oh my god, storms on everything! Jesus, that was like 4 storms. GG. And Darkess will take game number 1. GG. Solid game 1 from Darkess, and again, even though he wasn't fully aware of what was going on, he was still ready for some Banshees regardless. He was split between his bases. The Banshee harass or the Banshee commitment did not do enough for HonMonO. He committed so hard, and remember, he killed what, 3 Dragoons, that is it, and he left himself vulnerable. We spoke about it. Because of that big investment, that meant that his ground army was lacking. That meant even though he had 3 tanks, he had very little support for those tanks, and in the end, Darkess was able to punish that, abuse that, and break the third. And from there, win the game. From there, just maintain an economic advantage over HonMonO. And GG. GG, well played. And now we're going to be having a role reversal here. We have HonMonO playing Brood War and Darkess playing SC2. This game 2 is going to be on ley lines. Here we go. But I do love that the storm effect is they're not just reusing the storm effect of SC2. No. It's quite different. It hits a little bit different when a Brood War High Templar comes in with a Storm. It does hit different. And here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Hyper 1. Down to the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player from South Korea, leading the series 1-0. It is Darkess. Alright, HonMonO is proxying. He's going for the all-in. We have not just one, not just two, but we have 3 SCVs. 3 workers moving out. It's going to be a proxy 3 racks here from HonMonO. And it's going to be on Darkess to figure out what's going on. He is going to be scouting here on the right-hand side, moving out across the map. He will miss the proxy. And for now, he's in the dark. He's in the darkest. Now with this probe scout, he will confirm that the Raxes are missing, that there's no gases being taken, so he will soon figure out what's going on, and we'll see how he responds as he is set up on the low ground. And Marines are going to be soon on the way. As the probe dips in, does confirm, again, no production and no gases. Shield battery, oh sorry, second pylon's on the way to keep everything powered. Bunker has been thrown down, and the boys are being pulled. We'll see if they can deny the bunker and buy time for the gateway units, for the gateway army. Oof, the bunker placement is brutal. SCVs are safe. Marine has arrived. The initial bunker can be DPS down though. 1 probe falls. Zell makes it out, going for the SCVs. Gets 1 SCV. That's a kill that'll cancel on the bunker. The boys, they break out. The final SCV will go down. The bunkers will not complete. That's still 3 probe kills. 3 for 3. Darkest backing up, just trying to buy time. Oh, that might just be too many Marines at this point. Yeah, the Zealot, it cannot touch this. A second Zealot's on the way, but what is Zealot's going to do here? Nothing. Shield battery gets placed, but again, the Zealot is down to half HP. And HonMonO, he might just have too much. Stalker's on the way. Darkest, he has to buy a little bit more time. The Zealot falls, so do all the probes. Shield battery as well. And the boys are pulled again. The boys are here. Sure, there's 1 Stalker, but alas, the natural has been broken. The pylons are falling as well. And there's just too many Marines at this point. They're just built up over time to critical mass. In the main, oh god, there's nothing in the main either. The probes are here. The bunker is done. Oof. And it looks like we're going to the ace match, as HonMonO takes on every single probe. The Stalker as well. GG gets called, and we are going to game 3. GG. Oh, we're going to the ace match. Not necessarily the way that I wanted us to go to the ace match, but it is HonMonO. Again, he's a very cheesy player. He's not known for macro. He is known for all-ins like this. GG, well played. In very HonMonO fashion, does take the game. And now we're getting ready for game 3. Let's go. Let us go. But again, because the workers were hyper-fixated on killing the bunkers and denying them, it did also mean that the Marine count built up over time. It meant that, I mean, I don't think a single Marine went down up until the first Stalker arrived. So, yeah, HonMonO just snowballed out of control from there. Darkest, I'm sure, not too experienced when it comes to playing against certain kind of all-ins. But regardless, here we go. We're getting in. We are getting into our next game here, and it is loser's pick. For those that are curious, it's quote-unquote loser's pick. The loser does pick whether they want to play StarCraft 2 or Brood War. That is the format of this event. As Darkness, or as Darkest did lose the game, he has picked StarCraft 2 Protoss. And here we go. We're getting into the final game of the series, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, or in the top center of Sylphid, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. It's once again, jeez. We have the South Korean Protoss, we have the SC2 Protoss. It is Darkess. Now, this is a 3-player map. He sees! Let's go! He sees his scouts. He does confirm. He gets eyes on the Rexes. Darkess is aware. And he does force a cancel. Ooh, HonMonO is forced to turn back around. Ay, ay, ay. But again, this is a 3-player spawn map. And now HonMonO is aware because of the scouting pattern of the probe. Likewise, Darkess also aware as well. He's still going to confirm. But HonMonO, he's forced to adapt, forced to transition, and we'll be going for the CC first on location. He's going CC first. Darkess confirms that there is no Terran here towards the bottom left. Now Darkess is aware. And we can now embrace a bit of a longer game. Now, I do emphasize a bit of a longer game because I'm still not ruling out HonMonO going for a 2-base all-in. Again, HonMonO, he's very cheesy, very unorthodox. That's why he went mass Banshee in game 1 as well. Like, he's all about just doing weird stuff. It's just HonMonO. He can play standard at times. Maybe sometimes. Maybe like once a year or something like that. He has it in him. But not often. Going for the 2-Rax follow-up. I imagine working towards a 3rd into mass bio. And now we can settle in. We can settle into our game. I say, no more cheese. I wouldn't get ahead of myself here. I would. Don't get ahead of yourself. There's still a lot that HonMonO can do on 2 bases. But here we go. Probe does slip in. Gets an eye on the Rax setup. Depending on how many Raxes get thrown down, this could just be a 2-base all-in, just like Massive Marine with Stim. So we'll keep an eye on the production. And Darkess, he will get away. Why not play mech? It's a very stylistic thing. I mean, Brood War Bio is still very much so viable against StarCraft 2 races. Is still very viable. So you have the option to do one or the other. But it is a lot of fun watching watching mass like Vulture with Spider Mines. I would say it is. It's good. I enjoy it. Watching, I should say. As HonMonO is building up, medics are on the way. There's the Academy for Stim. Darkess, he does poke in. Doesn't quite commit. There's a single eBay 4+1. HonMonO skating, trying to get a read on the tech. Does get eyes on the Robo, so now he's aware of the Robo opener. So it's going to be a fast Robo into a Bay. Very safe play here by Darkess. With this, he has access to fast Colossus. The Immortal has arrived, and here we go. HonMonO does push. Just in time for Stim. Stim is finishing up in a couple of seconds as HonMonO hits the natural. But the shield battery is ready. Overcharge as well. And the Immortal. So again, just really safe play out of Darkess. He reads HonMonO very well. And he should be fine. He should be okay. Gets the first medic. There's the first Stim. Oh, a bit of a premature overcharge as HonMonO was already backing off. Is a little bit concerning. Prism moves out. HonMonO does spot it. Forces another Stim. He's looking for the Prism. HonMonO has to retreat. Now taking up into his factory. HonMonO still fanning out for that War Prism. And the first Colossus is on the way. So Darkess now just embracing his Robo production, his Colossus. Soon to be a third base on the horizon. And the Prism does get away. Doesn't get caught out by HonMonO. Does scan ahead of time, spots the Colossus, respects it, has to back off. Darkess, he runs into the main army. Darkess can take the fight, forces a Stim. HonMonO has to get the hell out of here. Does have to pull away. Oof. He's going down. Darkess, he's going to be reinforcing. I assumed he was going to be going into the main. But no, he is committing to a push instead. What do we have at home to defend? We have a tank on the way. Siege mode is being researched. +1 as well, but honestly, HonMonO, he doesn't really have much of an army, and he's overstimmed. Is overstimmed, has the one tank, but cannot siege up. And Darkess, he's pushing in. He's going for it. Bunker's ready. Boys are being pulled. Where's the force field? Ooh. Yeah, it does lock down the bunker. Bunker goes down. And can Darkess get on top of that tank? It's getting low. Tank's getting low. More boys being pulled. Oof. Darkess, he has to pull back. The Immortal is going to be targeted. Oh, the juggling! The Immortal gets saved. The tank does siege, but he gets targeted down as well. And it looks like Darkess, he has done it. Here come the reinforcements. The Immortal's still barely alive. Oof. There's the one tank. Gets the Immortal. Boys are here, but a second Colossus has arrived. And this is becoming game-ending damage. Oh my god, the swipes are too good. The juggling! Save it! No! Doesn't get the Colossus, doesn't save it. Does go down, but it looks like Darkess, he has enough anyway. He has enough. The slow lots! GG gets called, and Darkess will take the series 2-1. Will advance on to the semi-finals. GG. Let's go. Who needs charge? Who needs it? GG, well played. Darkess, he survives the initial attempted proxy. He also survives the stim timing, the 3x stim timing of HonMonO as well. Remember, Darkess, he was blindly playing safely. He was just going into a Robo, into Immortal. He was able to fortify and defend the natural and snowball into his Colossus. I say snowball into a win, but HonMonO, he was punished for being active. Remember, his army was out on the map, and he bled out like half his Marines as he was racing back home, so he was again punished for being active, punished for being caught out like that, and in the end, GG. GG, well played. Darkess will take the win and will advance on. And the question becomes, who's up next? Who is up next? Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves.